You have the power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In this ever more turbulent world, it is easy to get swept away by the emotion that nothing lies in our control. It may seem like we are complete victims of external events. It can make us feel weak, frightened, and very vulnerable. Yes, it is true. We rarely can control outside events. Most things are rather complex and not only caused by a single factor nowadays. And as the world advances, for example, in science and technology, complexity grows with it. But we have the power of our mind. We are the only ones in control of our thoughts and, therefore, our perception and thinking about the ever more complex world and its events. So let this quote remind us that this ability to control our minds lies in all of us, and if we use it, we can find mighty strength in it. We are stronger than we think we are. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. What is the first thing that occupies your mind in the morning? Is it what happened the day before, or the challenges that lie ahead in the day? Do you, like many people, instantly grab your phone to get an early dopamine rush by browsing social media? We rarely take our time to reflect and practice gratefulness in the morning. But if we would do it and take a moment to pause, we should discover what a privilege it is to be alive. We breathe, we think, we enjoy, we love. We take all this for granted. But not taking it for granted and practicing gratitude makes us happier, more resilient, more likable, and as it is said, can literally add years to our life. The early morning hours, when you are not yet caught up in daily routines, is an excellent time for taking a moment to reflect. You know gratitude is good for you. Take a chance and practice it. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Have you ever found yourself in a situation discussing the wrongdoing of someone else? Arguing with friends or colleagues about why a particular person is not good and what a reasonable person should do instead? Chances are you did. From this quote, we could learn that the time spent with these activities, arguing if a person's behavior is good or bad, could be spent more wisely. Instead of gossiping and chit-chatting about others, we should better stop this waste of our lifetime. Instead, we should use this time to live a life as a good person and be a good example to others. Time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current. No sooner is a thing brought to sight then it is swept by and another takes its place, and this too will be swept away. This quote can be interpreted and applied in many ways. It is versatile, and we can derive many insights from it. For example, it can remind us about the fragility of all things. All things are exposed to the powerful stream of life, even those things we assume are unshakable. It reminds us that life is constant change. We cannot deny it. These thoughts can stir up the feeling of imminent loss inside of us. That's understandable. But on the other side, it can also remind us to cherish the moment and the things we have. We should enjoy life every day to the fullest. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. We all get hurt by others once in a while. Sometimes we get injured so severely that the pain is so hard to bear, the feeling of disappointment and anger so intense that we long for quick revenge. Then we want to harm those who did harm to us. We want to make them feel the same pain. But anger and revenge always cut both ways. It may harm us even more than the people we want to break. Take a moment to think. Is it maybe this reaction that the people who hurt us tried to create? To let us suffer in our own anger? Wouldn't it be wiser to react not with the same words and behavior that got us hurt in the first place? Wouldn't it teach our opponent a better lesson if we behaved differently? What if, instead of anger, we reacted with acceptance and calmness? Wouldn't that surprise them and be an act of much better revenge? The next time we get into such a situation, we can remind ourselves about this quote and maybe seek our revenge by surprising our opponent by just keeping silent or even with an act of kindness. Our life is what our thoughts make it. This quote reminds us that the way we think heavily influences the sort of life we live. Because of how we interpret the world, it presents itself to us. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Therefore, being able to manage our thoughts is crucial. If we begin to think optimistically, we will discover that there are possibilities in everything that comes our way. On the other hand, if our thoughts are tainted with negativity, we will be pessimistic about everything. Optimistic people tend to see things as they are and are always up for a challenge. They have a strong sense of purpose and are not afraid to confront challenging circumstances. The majority of our thinking depends on ourselves. We are the only ones who can create the path for our thinking. Marcus Aurelius expresses the power of humans to control their perception of the world through various quotes. Take it as a reminder if you seek strength to confront the challenges life has prepared for you. There lies a lot of truth in these ancient words. Use them to your advantage.